You're listening to JM Talkback with J-Man, right here on 979 FM.
9747-8500, that's the number to call to have your say. And, of course, that's what this program's all about. It's about you. It's about your views, your opinions. In particular, a few people who've been trapping off on social media recently. I like the fact that people trap off on social media, but they're not going to phone in and take me on over the phone. They're not going to talk to me in person. Yeah, if you've got a point of view, say something that you want to voice your opinion on, by all means, get on the phone. I'll give you the airtime. 9747-8500. The historic Diggers Rest Hotel was gutted by fire back in November of 2008, and it's stood there fenced off and idle ever since. And now Diggers Rest residents are calling on the Melton Shire Council to buy and restore the hotel. Joining me on the line to talk about it, Diggers Rest resident David O'Connor. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, J-Man. How are you this afternoon?
I'm well, mate. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Now, the hotel, give us a bit of the history of it. It's 157 years old, isn't it?
That's correct.
And the style of the building, who originally owned it, do you know much of the history?
Look, we don't know. There's a great deal of history involved with the hotel, naturally.
Because it sits on the old Calder Freeway, so given its age, it would have been a stop for people heading to the goldfields just
correct.
About, wouldn't it?
That was one of the first stops, and it's one of the last two-storey hotels in existence, apparently, according to a publication from the Melton Shire Council. All I know is from residents' point of view, we want to see something happen with it. We're tired of driving past a burnt-out relic, and we'd like something done.
Because I haven't been out there myself for a look yet. I absolutely plan to. But, I'm told it's a bit of an eyesore, and one of the concerns is it's turning tourists and visitors away from the township of Diggers Rest.
Well, Diggers Rest doesn't have much to offer per se. We do have, we've been fortunate enough that Harry Houdini landed or first flew in Diggers Rest back in 1910. Or 1918, I think.
I remember reading about that, the recent air show out at the Melton Airport.
That's correct. It was 1910, actually.
Yep.
And that's all we really have going for us. So there's no real tourist attractions here, so to speak of. So people need to make the connection that there needs to be a balance struck between the historical value of the hotel and the social value. Currently we have nothing. We just have a pile of bricks down there that have been burnt out, and we don't have anything.
So it was November 2008, and the building's been sitting derelict ever since? That's
correct.
The owners of the building aren't able to do something with it?
The owners of the building have said that they will demolish the hotel and build Diggers Rest a brand new family-oriented hotel, which is what I think people would like to see, and maybe retain some of the characteristics or some of the brickwork or something like that as part of the new development. But I think from the historical side of it, council would like to see a large portion of the hotel retained, which may not be economical for the owners to redevelop.
But it'd certainly be a good thing from a historical point of view.
Oh, it'd be a fantastic thing from a historical point of view. That's why we put forward the suggestion that maybe council look at purchasing the hotel from the owners, and then appointing a committee of management to then go out and try and seek grant funding, etc., to redevelop with council's expectation of what they would like to see. Remember, this hotel is not of national significance. It's only of local significance. It's not registered by the National Trust.
It's not,
as I understand it. So there needs to be some discussions around, the viability of what's left.
It kind of surprises me that a 157-year-old two-storey hotel that's sitting on what was the main route to the Bendigo region isn't heritage listed.
Well, that's a question, I suppose, that needs to be put forward. I mean, neither is our general store that was burnt down, also destroyed by fire. We'd think we would have learnt from what happened with the hotel. I don't think the general store is listed in such a way either.
Yeah, no, that's surprising. So you'd like council to consider purchasing the building and restoring it? Under
a scheme of arrangement with the owner, so therefore there's no real cost burden to council. They could purchase it under a scheme of arrangement or vendor's terms. They could then try and have it put on the National Trust, because then we could get some grant funding. There's grant funding available all over the place.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm surprised it's not on the National Trust.
Yeah, well, I'm yet to find out. That'll be one of my questions to council next week at council meeting, to see if they can write to the National Trust and clarify whether it is classified or not.
Oh, good luck with it, David.
Thank you very much.
All right, and I'll get on to council myself and see what they've got to say about it.
No worries.
All right, thanks very much for your time, Dave.
Very, very much appreciated.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye. Well, that was David O'Connor, Diggers Rest resident, talking about the old Diggers Rest Hotel. That really surprises me. Two-storey hotel, 157 years old, on the old Calder Highway, so it's on what was the main route to the Bendigo region all those years back, not heritage listed. I wonder how that happened. I'm big on taking care of old buildings. In fact, we'll be talking to Karen Hickman later on. She's all about beautifying the Melton train station, and the Melton train station itself is actually a historical building. I'm all for preserving that kind of architecture, maybe because I grew up in Tassie and there's stacks of it down there. I reckon this is something the council should probably get behind. I think I'll duck out to Diggers Rest myself and take a look at this building, and we'll get on to council too and see what they've got to say about it. Anyway, what do you think? Some of you out there may have some knowledge of this situation and would like to share it with us. 97478500, 97478500. This is J-Man.